You're probably sitting there wondering if you should take the plunge on a tankless water heater that lives outside, costs a few $1,000s, and promises you'll never run out of hot water again. The fear of ending up with an expensive unit that never heats enough, or that eats your propane bill faster than you imagined, is real. And you want to know if this particular Rinnai model actually delivers on the hype for a typical household, not just on paper. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about why a Smart-Circ system matters. The Rinnai RSC199eP comes with an intelligent recirculation loop that can keep hot water moving through the pipes, so you're not waiting for a cold rush every time you turn a faucet on at the far end of the house. In a real-world setting, that means you could shave off a minute or two of waiting time in the morning, which for a family of 4 can add up to a few extra minutes of sleep over a week. The recirculation feature also helps reduce water waste, something that matters if you're watching your utility bills or trying to be a bit greener. Now, who actually benefits from this setup? If you have a larger home with long runs of pipe, think a 2-story house, or a property where the bathroom is far from the water heater, the Smart-Circ function can be a game changer. You'll notice the difference when you step into a shower on the 2nd floor and the water hits the right temperature almost immediately. Similarly, if you have a busy morning routine with several people taking showers back-to-back, the ability to maintain a steady flow without the heater cycling on and off constantly can keep the propane consumption more predictable. On the flip side, if you live in a small condo or a single-story home where the distance from the heater to the fixtures is short, you may not feel the recirculation benefit as strongly. In those cases, a simpler tankless unit without the Smart-Circ loop could save you the extra upfront cost and the need for a separate recirculation pump. Installation is another practical piece to consider. Rinnai explicitly recommends professional installation for this model, and that's not just marketing fluff. The unit is designed for outdoor mounting, which means you need a proper venting arrangement, a propane line that meets local codes, and a stable, weather-protected location. If you're handy and have experience with gas appliances, you might be tempted to do it yourself, but a mistake in venting could lead to carbon monoxide risks or reduced efficiency. In my conversations with installers, they've mentioned that the Rinnai's compact footprint makes the mounting process smoother than older, bulkier tankless units. But you still have to account for the space needed for the recirculation pipe loop and the controller housing. Let's talk about the actual heating capacity. The unit is rated at 199,000 BTU and can deliver up to 11 gallons per minute under ideal conditions. In plain language, that's enough hot water for 2 simultaneous showers at a comfortable 105 F, or a shower plus a dishwasher run without the temperature dropping noticeably. However, the ideal conditions part is key. The performance drops as the incoming water gets colder, which is typical for gas tankless heaters. In colder climates where the supply water can be 40 F or lower, you might see the flow rate dip to around 78 GPM if you want the same temperature rise. That's still decent, but it's worth checking your climate zone and the number of fixtures you expect to run at once. One of the strengths that often goes under-discussed is the Energy Star qualification. The uniform energy factor of 0.112 means the unit is fairly efficient compared to older models, translating to less propane burned per gallon of hot water produced. For households that already have a high propane usage, this can shave a noticeable chunk off the monthly bill. Keep in mind, though, that the recirculation loop does draw a small amount of power continuously to keep the water moving, so you're trading a bit of electricity use for water savings. Now, what about the downsides? The first practical weakness is the price point. This isn't a budget-friendly upgrade. The unit itself runs several $1,000s, and you'll need to add professional installation, a dedicated vent, and the recirculation pump if you don't already have one. The total cost can quickly climb into the upper 4-figure range. Secondly, the Smart-Circ controller, while clever, adds a layer of complexity. Some users have reported that the programming interface can be unintuitive at first, especially if you're not comfortable navigating thermostat-style menus. You'll need to spend a few minutes setting the on-demand schedule, or you risk having the pump run longer than necessary, which could negate some of the efficiency gains. Another practical concern is reliability over time. While Rinnai has a solid reputation in the industry, tankless units do have moving parts, particularly the heat exchanger and the recirculation pump. If you live in an area with hard water and don't treat it, Mineral buildup can affect the heat exchanger's performance, leading to reduced flow rates.